Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Without further ado, let's get into the juice. Today's thread is, what's the worst pickup line you've heard and it worked? All right, let's check it out. Want to go get pizza and fuck. All right. The joke is supposed to end with what? You don't like pizza? But she said, sure. Okay. Maybe it's that easy. Maybe it's that easy. You never know. All right. In college, a friend of mine said, nice ass, girl. You shit often? And then she thought it was funny. I ain't gonna lie to you, that one is kind of a good one. Hey, girl, that's a nice ass. You shit often? That's kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one is that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I give it to him on that one. That was kind of funny. Oh man. Okay. All right. I have mozzarella sticks and Mario Party. Okay. I don't see that actually ever working. I don't. I really don't see that one actually working. Ladies, would that work on you? Would that be a pickup line that works? Like, hey, baby, what's going on? Or like, hey, girl, I got mozzarella sticks and Mario Party back at the house. You down? Like, I mean, she might be down to be your friend, but she ain't going to be down to fuck you. I'm just saying. I bought a tequila shot for a girl. I bought a tequila shot for a girl I knew and was into. The bartender poured us the shot and said that they only had one lime left. Told the girl that I'll use the lime and she could take it from my tongue after. We are now together. I'll never have that much game ever again. Okay. All right. It's those little gems that kind of just come out of nowhere that a lot of times it's like, hey, that works. I don't know, but at the same time, I feel like a girl has to really fucking like you in order for a pickup line to work. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it really has to work. Like, she has to really, really like you in order for a pickup line to work. I don't know. If you get it, you get it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like the girl has to really like you for a pickup line to work. I have a friend that would always walk up to girls at a bar close and say, hey, baby, want to fuck? He would get laid regularly with this line. For him, it was game of numbers. He said 1 in 10 girls said yes. The other 9 would be disgusted and just laugh at him. 1 in 100 of the girls he asked would be attractive to him. I saw this work and fail countless times. The most epic failure, though, after a full day of drinking at a pig roast / beer tasting. He was standing around what was left of the pig, pulling off pieces of pork and eating congealed fat by the handful. Yes, bare hands. Then he sharded himself. He went into the porta potty, took off his underwear. When he came out, he looked like a T-Rex the way he was holding his arms. A very attractive girl met him as he exited the shitter. He looked at her with zero shame and said, hey, baby, want to fuck? She was like, fuck no, you're the guy who just shit yourself. Damn. He just laughed it off and moved on to the next situation. A book could have been written about this guy. He's living the legend in my hometown. Bro, this motherfucker, talked to almost every girl in this place. He got shit-faced, shitted himself, and still had the gall to be like, hey, baby, want to fuck? Yo, that is crazy. Man, that puts in perspective how a lot of guys sit there and they're just like, oh, it's so hard for me to get a girl. And it's like, dude, if you talk to enough of them, one will eventually say, yeah, You know, like this dude was just like, yo, man, it literally only 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100 I'm actually attracted to and would actually have a relationship with. So, you know, he's like, it's just a numbers game, bro. You know what I mean? Like, for all my single mans out there, it's a numbers game. You just got to talk to as many chicks as possible, you know? And rejection just has to be something you don't even think about. You're just like, whatever. Just rejection. Just is what it is, you know? And I get it. It's easier said than done. 100%. 100%. But at the same time, it's like, if this guy could do it, you know, I feel like other guys can do it as well. They can get through rejection and get past it. But yeah, man. God damn, dude. That's crazy. I just love the fact that he fucking shit himself and homegirl knew and he still had the goal to ask her. Like, you want to fuck? Like, god damn. All right, I have a bed. It worked in college. I was at a party that was winding down for the night. I was chatting up this woman and she stated that she was tired and needed to go to sleep. I stated, well, if that's what you need, I have a bed. Yeah, I mean, time and place. Time and place, my guy. You know, time and place. That a lot of times that's what it is. It's just time and place. You know, like if you can time and place it with a girl and she's just like, sure, why not? I need to go to sleep anyway. Odds are, you know, shit's gonna work out. It worked out with him, so, you know, hey. My roommate somehow got a Tinder date by saying, you look pretty squishable in a hydraulic press kind of way. He's been with multiple women saying this kind of stuff, and I question how he does it. He has to say it with so much confidence, bro, to the point where it's unwavering for the woman to be like unattractive. You know, like he's just sitting there and he's just like, damn, girl, you are squishable in the hydraulic kind of press way. Damn. You know, and she's like weirded out about it, but she's like, I love the confidence. You know, like she's so weirded out of it. She's like, that is the weirdest thing a man has ever said to me, but he said it so confidently. How the fuck can I say no? You know what I mean? Like, I gotta see what this guy is about. You know what I mean? Like fuck what he said. It's how he said that shit. And she's so interested in just how he said it. Like, I wonder if he's gonna, you know, keep up that confidence, keep up that facade of, you know, confidence in it. You know what I mean? Is he going to keep it up? Or are we going to, you know, get into some shit or what? I think that's what it is. It's all into do the confidence and how he says it. If he just says it so confidently to the point where it's like, it is undeniable, you know, homeboy's getting some coochie, then yeah, I could see it. You know, 100%. I could totally see it. But if it's a thing where it's like, you know, he's out here just saying it all random willy-nilly, then I think he's like the other guy where it's a numbers game and he's just saying it to a ton of women. I don't know. Ladies, you let me know. You know what I mean? Is it the confidence thing? Is it the way he says it and he has so much confidence where you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to see what this guy's about, you know? Is it that, or is it just maybe he's attractive and that's kind of what overruled the weird, you know, saying? I don't know. Ladies, you let me know. You let me know. Went up to a girl with some of her friends, asked her to dance, and she said something to the effect of me being too short. My response, oh, come on. I lowered my standards. Can't you do the same? I went home with one of her friends. What the fuck? Damn, he said, oh, come on. I lowered my standards. Aren't you going to lower yours? Homegirl was like, respect. You may be short, but respect, brother. Respect. And she might have been short herself. You know what I mean? She might have been like, you know, real short, 5 foot, you know, 4'11" type girl. And was just like, fuck it. I'll take him. You know what I mean? He's confident enough to come up to multiple girls that are in a girl group and whatnot. And then to say something like that, as confident as he did, I think, you know, that's kind of what got her. She was like, you know, you're pretty confident. I like that about you. I'm gonna give you a shot, you know? All right. One of my husband's coworkers managed to get 3 women to go home with him once by saying, "Hi, I'm rich." Well, no shit, nigga. If you got money, they gonna flock to it because they all think they have a chance to keep the dude long term. You know, they're just like, oh, well, you know, I can guarantee you these other 2 girls ain't gonna be willing to do what I'm doing. And then they all think the same shit, thinking that they're special. Like, oh yeah, I'm the only one thinking like I'm going to do what it takes to keep this dude, while it's like the other 2 girls are thinking the exact same thing. They're trying to lock down this rich man, and they like, I'm not about to let, 2 other bitches get away with a rich dude. Like, the fuck we talking about here? They trying to lock that man down, but that man ain't trying to lock them down. Fuck no. That man is like, shoot, I'm about to get me some booty tonight. I'm about to have me a foursome. And I'm about to get some multiple booty, and it's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to kick these bitches to the curb. I'm just saying, that's how he's thinking about it, I'm sorry I was so rude before, but it's difficult for me to express myself when I'm on the verge of exploding in my pants. This nigga. That, I can guarantee that has never worked for you, bro. Stop capping. That has never worked for you. There is no girl, desperate or not, that would go out with a dude that says, "Oh, I am so sorry I was rude to you, but I can't help myself when I'm on the verge of exploding in my pants." Like, bro, I mean, she has to be just shit-faced drunk and then think you are somewhat attractive for that to actually fucking work, bro. Come on. Let's keep it hundo P here. That did not work. All right? That did not work. Let's be serious here. That did not work for you. God bless the civil engineer who built the house in which your parents had sex. That one's a little out of the box. I ain't gonna lie to you. That one's a little out of the box. Okay. I get it. That one's out of the box. I like it. Because a girl would definitely be like, huh? Like, it would get her thinking, it would definitely get her thinking, and she would just kind of be like, I can't tell if you're weird, you're stupid, or you're actually pretty smart. And it would intrigue her enough to kind of be like, I kind of want to see this through. That's what I would be thinking anyway. In college, a few buddies and me were walking to our respective houses with a Swedish student that was spending the semester in the U.S. She spoke perfect English. One of my friends with U.S. was in the process of taking her back to his place. She was literally walking up to his front door when one of our other friends said, "Farville." And she turned around and went home with him instead. It was crazy for multiple reasons, but the most hilarious part for me is that farvel is how you say goodbye in Danish, not Swedish. He didn't even speak in the right language, but got laid in the end. In the end of the whole story. Also, she didn't drink alcohol. She was completely sober for this whole event. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, somebody even corrected. They said Swedish here. Farvel is how you say it in Swedish. It's one character off, and once you account for the accent, it sounds more or less the same, spoken out loud. Okay. So he pretty much rizzed her up because he said one word in Swedish, and she was like, oh, the intelligence on this man. That's a penis I want. You? Fuck out of here. I want that penis. Like, damn. Hey, my men's out there, learn a little bit of a foreign language. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. You don't have to learn like a whole bunch of it, but learn just a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you, because lately I've been getting into learning just like a little bit of Korean. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest with you. And, I just know the basic shit, like, like hello and goodbye and thank you and stuff like that. But it trips people out when I use like a different language, even like Japanese. Like I'm on my mom's side, I'm Japanese, so I like to learn the language a little bit. And so for me, whenever I use it, like even in a family setting, they're like, what? Huh? You know what I mean? And it's so worth it, especially when you're dealing with women, because women love to travel and to, go to other places and, and get experiences and venture, stuff like that. But when you're the type of guy that kind of knows the language, even just a little bit, if you know the language just a little bit, it does get them like, oh shit, okay, he knows a little something, you know what I mean? So that can work. And I'm a testament to it, because like I said, there's some times where I'm like, oh, I'll say something in a different language and they're like, what? That's why I always tell people who are fluent in like Spanish and fluent in other languages, whatever the language may be, I'm like, dude, you have a big upper hand when it comes to women, because you can speak to them in ways that an ordinary ass motherfucker can't speak to them. Like my best friend Alex, he's fluent in Spanish. And I always tell him, bro, use it. Use your fluidity in Spanish to be getting these bitches. Man, because they're going to be like, oh, what did you say? Because he could just be like saying it all sexy and shit. And they're like, oh, okay, especially them old little white things, you know what I mean? I'll be telling him, but, does he use it? Sometimes not. But, hey, it is what it is. All right. In college at a club, we were talking to a couple of girls, and my buddy said to one of them, you like apples? She said, yes. And he said, how about I take you home and fuck the shit out of you? How you like them apples? She went home with him that night. I couldn't believe what I heard/saw. Tim, you a big dog. I became a man that night knowing this. If you are attractive to a woman, you can say almost anything and it doesn't matter. It'll work. Exactly. Because I was just about to say that. I'm like, that wouldn't work to just any girl. Fuck no. That wouldn't work with just any random chick. She would have to actually be very, very attracted to you in order for something like that to work. She would have to already be attracted to you and want to sleep with you and so on and so forth. In order for something like that to work, fuck no. You couldn't just walk up to a girl and be like, hey, you like apples? Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to take you back to the crib and I'm going to fuck the shit out of you. How about them apples? She would look at you like, what? Get the fuck away from me, But if you got some rapport with the girl, what I mean? She already kind of finds you attractive. She already kind of sees things going a little sexual. You can say some shit like that and get away with it easily. Yeah. I'm glad he put that little disclaimer in there, because I'm like, that ain't gonna work with everybody. No. All right. I was working cleaning up. As I was sweeping, she was in my way, so I politely asked her if I could sweep her off her feet. Couple of weeks later, she was in my bed. Still can't believe that stupid line worked. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've used that line. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've used that line. I've used it a few times. Back when I worked in retail, when I worked at Stater Brothers in the store and stuff. A lot of times, whenever you're doing like the sweeps and stuff, even if you go to a Stater Brothers store, you will see somebody walking through the aisles pushing a broom and stuff. And there was a girl I liked. And, this was before my significant other. This was before like everything. This was very early on into me working at Stater Brothers. And I was pushing the broom and I saw this girl I liked, and she was over by the deli and I think she was on her break or something like that. And so I had like zoomed over there with my broom. I was like, yeah. And I was like, excuse me, if you don't want me to sweep you off your feet, go ahead and move out the way. And she thought that was so smooth. I was like, yeah, let's go, baby. And it made sense, because I got the broom and whatnot and I'm just sweeping around and I swept and low key, it worked. You know what I mean? It low-key worked. Like, her and I were kind of chilling for a while and, and then we weren't, and so on and so forth. But, yeah, that type of shit, it can work, bro. It can work. It's surprising how well it can work sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it does work. It does work. I can attest to it. It does work. That is a good line. Are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. Huh. Now, that is a line that can work if you guys are already dating. And you know what I mean? If that's like a line you open up with and you guys aren't really dating, I think she would kind of find that a little weird. I think she'd kind of be like, okay, thanks. Or she'd give you the classic, aw, thanks. You know? And when you get the classic, aw, thanks, yeah, no. No, that is code for no thanks. If I'm being honest with you. Trust me. I've talked to plenty enough of women, and I've asked them, like, hey, you know, when you tell a guy, oh, thanks, what does that really mean? And they're just like, oh, a lot of times it means no thanks, you know, but we're just trying to be nice. I get it. At a video games convention, guy goes, I love your pants. What's the drop rate? You know, if she's a gamer, yeah, you can get away with that. You know what I mean? Because she'll get it. She'll understand it. But 90% of women, you will not be able to get away with that kind of line, just because 90% of women don't really play video games like that. And if they do play video games like that, they only do it because their boyfriend, or they only do it because they're trying to get attention from guys. You know, it's one of those two things. It's never like she actually plays video games and she enjoys the video games. Nah, she's doing it for some other reason. And so, you know, you couldn't really use that line, but it is a good line. You know, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know, you gamer girls tell me, because obviously, you know, most women are like, nah, that's a whack ass line. One of my friends actually got laid using the fuck me yourself coward response. Oh, I guess he said, fuck me yourself, you coward. Okay, response to a lady telling him to fuck himself. After that initial exchange, they talked for about 10 minutes, left the bar we were in, and they became a couple for about 6 months before they broke up. Well, I mean, the relationship didn't last, but I mean, you know, it worked. If you're trying to get some, you know, short-term ting, you know, then it could work, I guess. But I mean, you know, hey. All right. There was a gal at my college that was an absolute smoke show. The last week of senior year, my buddy went up to her and said, you know, you remind me of my pinky toe. How? She replied. He continued, you're small, you're cute, and I'm going to bang you on my coffee table when I stumble in my door tonight. Still can't believe that worked. Hey, man, the game is game out here, you know. But again, I think it was one of those things where she already found him attractive. If I'm being honest with you, I think it was just the thing. She already found him attractive. It was, you know, it wasn't a thing where she had to like, she didn't already know him, you know. It was a thing where it's like they probably knew each other for a while, and then, you know, he was able to kind of work that in there, and then it worked. And he was like, holy shit, I didn't know you were interested in me too. So yeah, a lot of these I think are definitely in that context where it's like they know the girl for a while. This is not they just walk up to her and be like, oh my god, you're like my pinky toe, you know, you're cute, and I'm gonna stumble and bang you on my coffee table, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? They're creative, I give you that though. These motherfuckers is creative as shit. I walked up to one of a group of 5 girls at the end of the night at a club. Excuse me, you dropped something. Her looking down quickly. What did I drop? Me extending hand, your standards. Hi, I'm Russ. Now the one I dropped this line on had a boyfriend, so she politely declined. I did, however, get her friend's number after they all quit laughing and high-fiving me for the smoothest delivery they had ever heard. Yeah, man, it's that confidence, baby. It's that confidence. Homeboy walked over and he was like, oh my God, you dropped this. And she's like, what? He's like, your standards. And she's like, oh, you know, I have a boyfriend. Like, that was funny though. Da, da, da. And the other girls are like, you know, homeboy's got the confidence. I ain't gonna lie to you, because not a lot of dudes can walk up to 5 girls and deliver a pickup line. Not only deliver it, but deliver it smoothly to 5 girls. That's hard to do. That's a dude who has been rejected a lot, who's talked to a lot of women, who really understands, like, look, man, I'm going in there and I'm probably going to be 0 for 5, but, you know, it is what it is. He's got the confidence. He's built himself, you know, to understand what it is. Like, and a lot of girls, they see that 100%. They see that and they're just like, yeah, you know, he's a dude worth tolerating, because, you know, Not many dudes can walk up to 5 fucking girls and say something and 10 deliver it that smooth. So, I give it to him, man. It's that confidence, brother. It's that confidence. All right, dumbass drunk me chatted up an acquaintance in passing at a house party in college in the very late 90s. I always thought she was out of my league. As she was leaving, I casually said, okay, see you later tonight then. It was already very later tonight. Her friends all rolled their eyes when the party totally broke up for the night. I had an IM waiting for me from her saying, so what time are you coming to get me to bring me back to your house? We've been together since then and married for almost 20 years now. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, man. Hey, when you got it, man. And for him, he didn't even think it worked. He just said it. And it's funny because my buddy Alex, he does this all the time. And there was a funny time that something like this happened. We went to San Diego to watch a Beartooth show. And for those people who don't know, Beartooth is a band. They're a metal band. And we went to San Diego and we watched their show at the San Diego House of Blues. On our way home, we were hungry. We were like, man, let's get some food. We were like, what's open? Jack in the Box was open, so we went to Jack in the Box. We went through the line, right? And the girl had like kind of a cute voice over the intercom and whatnot. And so then we ordered our food and we got to the window. And so then we get to the window and then we're like up there. And, I gave her my card to pay. And then, she gives me my card and receipt back. She gives me the food and stuff like that. And then she's like, okay, have a nice day. And he leans over and he's like, call me. And she's just like, I don't have your number. And we were like, yo, like it legitimately worked. All he said was call me. And then she stuck her head out the window and was like, I don't have your number. And it was kind of the craziest thing. Like a lot of times, man, you just shoot a blind shot off the hip and it could work. It could work. You never know. You really never know. I mean, that's what he did. He shot a shot right off the hip just blindly and he got her. Nothing really happened, but it was a thing where it was like she was low-key interested, through the window. She was probably looking at him like, ooh, damn, dude's kind of cute, whatever, and then the fact that he was just like, hey, yo, call me. She was like, what, huh? She jumped on that shit. Oh, man. You want to go half and half on a baby? I'll pay child support. Some of y'all are some degenerates, bro. That would never work. Shut up. Men never want to just have sex without a relationship. It worked on me, but then she said after a couple of months that we'd have to break up if we kept it casual. I said, okay. And we got 3 years out of it. Man, bro was out here selling a dream. Man, he was selling a dream. I mean, they only got 3 months out of it, so it's like the relationship didn't really last. He was selling the dream, though. He was out here like, hey, us guys, we want relationships. We don't really want to just fuck on you. In all reality, the whole 3 months, he was probably just fucking on her and probably talking to other girls. And that's why she was just like, look, man, we ain't doing this casual shit. We either in a relationship or breaking up. And he said, okay, we're breaking up then. It was like, dude, he sold the dream, bro. That man sold the dream. She thought she was getting a long-term relationship. She thought she was getting a dude out of it. Nope. She got sold the dream, bro. This guy came up to me and said, boop, we've been together for 6 years and recently got engaged. And what the fuck? Man, I wish it was that easy to get a girl. You just walk up to her and you just boop. And she's just like, I'm in love with you now. Man, if only it was that easy. If only it was that easy. But no, it's not. It's not. She thinks it was just the boop, but nah. It was so much other shit. I can guarantee you. A friend who was speaking almost zero English asked us for a sweet line to flirt with a girl. As a prank, we told him to say, when I saw you, I messed my pants. He still ended up bringing her home. Wow. I mean, it had to have been like his accent and him being like a foreigner. He was probably all smooth and suave and shit. And he was just like, oi, baby. when I saw you, I measured it in my pants. And she was just like, okay, he's foreign, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a pass, because I like his accent. He's a little smooth with it. I think that's what it really was. It was just the fact that he was foreign. He had an accent on him. He was smooth about it. Come on, man. Let's stop capping here. It was not what he said. And I think she let it go because she figured like, oh, okay, he's not from here, so he probably don't know. Shit like that. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest here. Let's be a little honest, all right? All right, let's see. Are you an ATM? Because I want to make a deposit. Girlfriend laughed and said, no, but I'm a dumpster, so go ahead and shoot your trash at me. Oh, my. Bruh. You guys are wild, bro. You are wild. Hey, man, okay. She said, I'm a dumpster, so you can shoot your trash at me. What the fuck? That is the wildest shit I've ever heard. Man. Okay. All right. You childrens nowadays. This is a little on topic, but before I started dating my ex, I always asked what color panties she wore. For some reason, she answered. Huh. All right. This is a weird thing that I've kind of noticed. When you're cool with a chick, and she kind of understands, like maybe your sexual humor or your sexual innuendos and stuff like that. A lot of times you can kind of ask girls those kind of questions and they'll just answer, because they're comfortable with you. They know you to some degree. They know, the type of guy you are, whatever. They know your sexual jokes, shit like that. Because there's been times where I've talked to girls and I'm just like, there was one time a very long time ago. There was a girl I liked, and her and I would joke around all the time, and I would always make little sexual innuendo jokes at her or whatever. And I was just like, oh, I was talking about, there was something I was talking about, and it was her favorite color, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is your favorite color, isn't it? Just like probably the color of your underwear that you're wearing right now. And she was just like, she's like, that is my favorite color, and no, they're blue. And I was like, huh. And so then after that situation, I was like, okay, I'm going to try this with other girls that I know that, are relatively comfortable with me, and they kind of know me as like a guy or whatever. And weirdly enough, they would just answer it. Same thing with like bra size and stuff like that. They would just answer. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm an A cup, I'm a C cup, I'm a B cup, whatever. And I'm just like, huh. But I feel like you couldn't just go up to a random girl and ask some shit like that, though. You probably could, depending the setting, but I don't think you could go up to a random girl and just say some shit like that. You know what I mean? But I have noticed, like, if a girl's cool with you and she's like pretty chill, she kind of understands, like the type of person you are, and she understands your jokes and shit. Yeah, you can. You could just be like, hey, what's the color of this? Da da da. A lot of times, though, I've gone past the color, and I go, a lot of girls are more impressed if you know the styles of their underwear, which is weird. And it's funny because I would always say shit like that, because girls think that, us guys don't know about this shit sometimes. But it's like, honestly, when you've been in a relationship with a girl for a very long time, you start picking up on things that you never really realize that you're picking up on. Say you do go to Victoria's Secret with your girl. A lot of times when you're in Victoria's Secret, just read the signs and walk around and kind of look at shit a little bit, because honestly, it blows girls' minds when you understand like what cheekies are and what high rises are. And you know what I mean? When you say those kind of things, girls are like, how the fuck do you know that? Why do you know that? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times guys don't pay attention to that shit. I'm telling you, man, just like, just look it up. You know what I mean? Just look into that kind of stuff. Girls go crazy for that. They're like, how do you know that? Why do you know that? They're going to be so surprised. I'm telling you, every time it's happened, a girl's always been surprised of why I know that, how I know that. And I'm just like, oh, and I never tell them. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm just a very observant guy, Hey. Oh, man. All right, we're going to do two more. Sitting at a bar in a Chili's having dinner and a beer. TV over the bar has Jeopardy on. Very attractive woman has 2 seats down, or was 2 seats down. I asked if she mind if I moved to the seat next to her to watch Jeopardy. We've been married for 25 years now. You know, back in the day, you could probably do something like that. Honestly, nowadays, I don't think you could really meet, your wife at a bar. Or the girl that you're going to marry. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's possible. And a lot of people go to the bar looking for love and all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, ooh, you are not going to find it. Let's keep it under P. Like, you are not going to find it. And that's just something that I've noticed where it's like, yeah, just nowadays you can't really do that. You can't really just go to casual spots. Like this motherfucker went to a Chili's, like the Chili's bar. Let's keep it on no P. Like the Chili's bar ain't really got nobody there. You're going to find like the oldest of chicks there. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it on no P here. You ain't going to find no attractive chicks there. But back in the day, you probably could because, everybody wasn't on the internet like they are now. And it just is what it is. So, All right, when I was in high school, a rich realtor's son at the end of practice walked up to a girl he didn't know. Baby, you got a hole and I got a pole. Let's fill it. It's because that nigga was rich, easily. Come on, man. He said, shockingly, she laughed and left with him. Nah, man, it was that money. What we talk about here? There was no way that she did not have a preconceived notion of him being rich. There's no way. No way. And he probably knew that too. He probably knew like, man, I can get any bitch that I want. I got daddy's money like a motherfucker. Like we Gucci. I can get that bitch anything. I can give her more than any of these guys can give her. Of course she's going to go with him. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Put 2 and 2 together a little bit. Like it makes sense that homeboy is rich and she knows it. She knows he's rich. He could have said anything. He could have said, hey, you ugly ass bitch, get over here, let's fuck. And she'd have been like, why not? I'm going to get something out of it. I'm going to try to get a bag out of it or a gift or whatever the case may be. She's going to try to get something out of it if he's not like a nice guy and she kind of looks at it like it's a red flag or whatever. So it's like, come on, man. Are you really blind to that? But hey, that was today's thread. Thank you guys so much, for listening to the thread and everything. Let's go ahead and get into the announcements. Thank you guys so much for all the support on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as TikTok and Instagram. You guys have been killing it on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Our TikTok live shows every Sunday. Be there or be square. I do record the live episodes as I'm doing them, so that way they will go up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube, man. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. We do have a YouTube channel. I don't plug it very much, and I know there's a lot of new people that come in and watch the shows, and they don't even know we have a fucking YouTube channel. So, yes, we do have a YouTube channel. I'm going to link it separately in the description of this episode and last episode, just in case. That way you guys can just click it on there. Maybe you guys don't want to click on the link tree. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might just get rid of the link tree and then just do like separate links and stuff for you guys, and see, if that works a little better for you guys. But, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that watch the show and they probably have never even seen the video format of it. They just listen to the audio version. So if you are a strict audio listener, just go to our YouTube and hit subscribe. And that's it. You know what I mean? That shows me that you are a supporter. You know what I mean? It really does. It shows me that you're a supporter. All I ask is you go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Boom. That's it. That's it. You don't got to watch a video. You ain't got to do nothing. Why? Because you're already listening you're listening and downloading on listening platforms. And I appreciate that. If you are predominantly on a listening platform, please rate the podcast. If you've been loving any of this episodes or the shows, or you're like, hey, this is actually pretty good, go ahead and rate the show. Leave 5 stars. It helps out the show tremendously. It's all free. You know what I mean? It helps me, and it shows you guys the support in the biggest of ways, and I appreciate that. If you have rated the podcast and you subscribe to the YouTube channel, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. $3 a month will give you an extra episode every single Friday, as well as the opportunity to send in your scenarios to the show. We've had a bunch of people send in scenarios. We've had a bunch of episodes where we cover Patreon scenarios and stuff like that. On Patreon, we do Patreon like centric episodes as well, where all the scenarios are from people who've sent in scenarios. You can send in as many scenarios as you want, man. You don't have to pay for every scenario you send in or anything like that. Nah, you just pay $3 a month. You get the access to the episodes as well as being able to send in your scenario. So like I said, if you're loving the show and you just want more of it, then you're just like, oh dude, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, man, that ain't enough. I need more. Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast has got you, man. If you are an audio listener, just click that support the show link. It takes you right to it, man. $3 a month is all I ask. If you want to donate more, awesome. If not, hey, I got you, man. $3. That's it. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Let's go ahead and get into the scenarios for today. All right. When I was a teen, I used to go over to my buddy's house and jerk off into his mom's underwear. And I thought the thread was wild. Y'all motherfuckers are crazy. When I was 13, this kid moved in next door to me, and we quickly became best friends. His mom was smoking hot. Slim figure, blonde, cute face, and young. His parents were divorced, and the mom was dating some boring loser. Think fat accountant type. I lived in a gated community, so all of the houses were similar style and houses had an identical layout. This means I knew exactly where the master bedroom was. I'd go over to my buddy's house all the time. Sometimes the mom was there and sometimes not. When she was not there, I would excuse myself to go to the bathroom. I'd scamper into her bedroom, rummage through her hamper for the dirtiest underwear I could find, go to the guest bathroom and dump a load into them. Sometimes I would find two with the same stains and stuck on those while defiling the other. I probably did this 100 times over the course of the year. Eventually it got boring and I stopped, and then they moved away. She never found out. What in the hell? Imagine finding your friend, like he goes to the bathroom and you're playing video games, whatever, and then he's been gone for a while and you're like, I wonder where Johnny's at, and you're walking around the house or whatnot. He said he was going to go to the bathroom. So you go to the bathroom, you knock on the door, and then you open it and you just see him jerking it into his mom's underwear. And you're like, yo, what is going on here? What are you doing? Like, are those my mom's? And it's like, oh, dude, I don't know, man. Like, what do you say to that? You know what I mean? That is wild as fuck. I mean, thank God for his sake, they didn't find out. Because if they did, that would have been weird. Really, really, really weird. Okay? Really fucking weird. Because, I mean, I don't think I could be friends with somebody after something like that. Hell no. I'd be like, no, we ain't friends no more, dude. You're weird as fuck. Like, we cannot be friends after that. Jesus Christ, man. Hey, okay. All right, man. Let's see. On to the next one. I think there's a chance my wife is cheating. So I've been dating almost 5 years. I have a daughter with another woman who passed away 2 years ago. We've been living together for 3 years. She is my daughter's mother now. She has been around my daughter more than her birth mother ever was. We have a good, healthy relationship in every aspect except for sex. When we first moved in together, of course, it was more, and I understand it would slow down, but it has gotten to the point that I feel like she is always making an excuse when we are starting to go longer and longer in between sex. At first, it was a week, it became 2, and then became 3, and now it's a month plus. I have no other reason to believe she is cheating, but I don't know what else it could be. The only other thought I could have is that she is not attracted to me anymore. I know, but she doesn't feel well and has a little bit of an issue with her energy, but it always seems like when she knows I am in the mood, she makes it a point to let me know how tired she is multiple times throughout the day. Or when she knows I am wanting to make love all of a sudden, she loves my daughter. I am wanting to, make love all of a sudden. She loves my daughter she lets my daughter sleep in the bed with us. It is absolutely breaking my heart and hurting my confidence. I feel like such a loser. I brought it up to her in the past, but how many times can I bring it up? Either she's cheating or she has lost interest, and I can't force her to have sex with me, and I can't force her to find me attractive. I really don't know what to do. Ooh, man. If I'm being honest with you, I would have a conversation with her under the guise of I'm thinking about leaving you. If I'm being honest. And I get it. The daughter. That is the hard part. Yeah. And I understand that that's where his point of contingency is with breaking up with her and stuff, because he looks at it like, my daughter is so connected to this woman. My daughter sees this woman as her mother. My daughter is very close. She's close with my daughter. She looks at my daughter as her own, and that's super fucking tough. And it's a thing where you're really going to have to talk to her and kind of be like, yo, look, if we can't have regular sex, whether it's 1-2 times a week kind of thing, then I can't be in this relationship because I feel like you're cheating on me. Now, do I think you are? I hope not. But you're making it seem like that just because of the way that you are acting. The way that you are being is making me feel like you are cheating on me. Now, would I want that? No. Do I feel like that is what's happening? No, not really. But it makes me think, if you're not fucking me, then who are you fucking? And so I would first have the conversation, but I would have it under the guise of, look, I'm getting ready to leave, because as a man, you can't tolerate that, bro. You really can't. You can't tolerate a woman not giving you sex. It's like, dude, then what are we in a relationship for? We're best friends at this point. We're roommates. You know what I mean? It's like sex is that one component in a relationship that makes me different from the other guys that you talk to, right? It's like, come on. I don't get, why guys try to, justify for their girls like, oh no, it's all good. Like, she still loves me and we have a amazing relationship and this and that. No, you don't. You don't have an amazing relationship because you're not having sex. An amazing relationship includes all of that, but it includes sex. You can't have an amazing relationship without sex. I'm sorry. You can't. As a dude, you can't have an amazing relationship without sex. You just can't do it. You have to have that element in there because it's what makes me different from other men. It's what makes me better than those other men. Like, dude, you don't have sex with just any old dude that you talk to, right? No, you don't. You have sex with that one special guy that makes him better than the rest. And so the fact that I am better than the rest because you're having sex with me, it means that when we're having sex, we're having a wonderful relationship plus all the other stuff, of course, the hanging out, having a good time, date nights, getting along together, laughing, whatever. That's the easy part, if I'm being honest with you. The sex part, it's like, dude, if you're not getting that, you're not having a great relationship. Let's just be honest here, okay? And you have to come at her like, hey, look, if we can't figure something out to where, we're able to bring sex back into this relationship, I don't want it. And you got to put your foot down. Like, look, man, I don't want this relationship if you ain't going to give me what I need, because that's what it is. Like, he as a man has a need to have sex. And if you're not fulfilling that need, are you really being a good girl in the relationship? Not really. Why? Because he's fulfilling your needs. You know, he's being a man, he's protecting, he's providing, he's, doing what he has to do around the household, he's making you happy to some degree. So it's like, okay, if I'm doing what I'm doing, then why can't you do what you need to do? I'm just saying. So that's how I would deal with it, man, because that's a tough situation, bro. It's a tough situation, but you have to come at it like that, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. All right, he's leaving, and I'm heartbroken. Should I tell him how I feel or just leave things the way they are? All right, we met a few months ago on a completely random whim, and while we weren't actually in an official relationship, I don't think either of us expected it to evolve into what it is. Since then, we've spent a decent amount of time, maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and I've genuinely gotten so comfortable with him. I've always been a very reserved person, so I never expect to feel this way around anyone. My day instantly gets better when I know I'll be seeing him. We laugh together, I smile just looking at him, and all of the problems seem non-existent whenever I'm with him. He falls asleep with me in his arms, he kisses me when I'm asleep, and he genuinely makes me feel happy and grateful to have him. He'll be moving a few hours away soon, and as ridiculous as it may sound, I'm genuinely so heartbroken. I can't even think about it, let alone write this post without sobbing uncontrollably. I feel like I'm losing the best part of my day. The only thing I look forward to, the person I vibe with, the only person who gets me and makes me happy. I genuinely feel as though I'm losing everything. He won't be moving too far away, but realistically, I don't think a long distance relationship would work, nor do I think he'd be ecstatic about the idea. While I'm not exactly expecting to end up in a relationship by telling him how I feel, I don't know whether I should get it off my chest to see what happens or if I should just keep it to myself and leave things the way they are. We always keep in touch whenever we can't physically be together, so I'm afraid of potentially ruining by saying anything if my feelings aren't reciprocated or if he thinks I'm coming on too strong. Would it be pointless to say anything at this point, especially considering the fact that hypothetically a long distance relationship wouldn't work? I really appreciate any advice. In other words, he's moving a few hours away. Calm the fuck down. Like, she feels like, oh my God, he's moving 2-3 hours away from me. This is a long distance relationship. No, it's not. So what if you have to drive 2-3 hours to go see him? It's not a long distance relationship. A long distance relationship is over hundreds of miles, maybe thousands of miles. Like, I get it. If he was moving to another state, 100%, I'd be like, all right, it's a long distance relationship. I don't really know if you should commit to something like that just because long distance relationships don't really last. And that really sucks because, you really love the guy and you're really into him, so on and so forth. But he's moving a few hours away. So why are you complaining and crying? Like, I don't get it. Make it make sense. You're about to ruin shit with him because he's moving a few hours away. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, our relationship is going to turn into a long distance relationship. And I don't think it's going to work out between us because I can't do long distance. And he's probably going to be like, I'm moving like the next town over. I'll be like 3 hours away. What are you talking about? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Baby girl, he's moving like 2-3 hours away from you. He's not moving that far away. You're good. You're fine. Like she wrote into this bitch talking about like, what should I do? And any advice is helpful. And I'm like, sweetheart, what do you mean? He's moving like 3 hours away. Okay, I'm moving on because this is just ridiculous. He's moving 3 hours away. It's not a long distance relationship. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. He ain't gonna die. like, dude, come on, man. All right. Jesus Christ, man. Ay. Okay. Yeah, we got time for about 2 more. Fucking my 67-year-old landlord, and I really enjoy it. I'm 42, and over a year and a half now, I've been fucking my landlord who is in her late 60s. And I'm pretty much stuck in the situation unless I move out, and then I will have to actually start paying rent. This nigga, man, he's got it made in the shade, but he's got to smash a 60-year-old woman. That kind of sucks. I bet that motherfucker pops dick pills to, man, come on now. Let's keep it under a P. Unless I move out, next start paying rent. I have had a very friendly relationship with her. I fixed things around her house. We had drinks in the summer on the back patio. On one of those days led me to showing her my penis due to the nature of the conversation. That led to her jerking me off, which at the next time we had drinks led to that again in a blowjob that continued randomly over about 4 months. I know how gross it sounds, but at the time it was just blowjobs, and I honestly, who wouldn't turn it down? One day I was really horny and we ended up fucking, and I actually enjoyed it, and she did too. This led to us having sex on a regular basis, and she was a fucking pervert. This woman says that she comes from a time where women knew how to please their man, and she is right, because I have never had my dick sucked in a relationship every single day. I spent more time with her just because all we do is fuck. She also made me dinner every night and does my laundry. The big thing is now I no longer pay rent at all. All she wants in return is my company and lots of sex. I have never fucked anyone as much as I fuck her. I recently got an attitude because I had to bring a date back to get my jacket and told me not to do that again. I was a little caught off guard. She told me not to bring any hussies back to the apartment. She doesn't care that I bring them back to the apartment. She doesn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, she doesn't care that I date, but said that it's not happening. I think she feels like this is something more than sex, and I don't know what to do because not only am I saving $2,000 a month, but I can't stop fucking her because it's literally all I do when I'm home, and I really do love everything we do. Bro, I mean, keep the finesse. What are you talking about? My thing is, look, I would keep the finesse and keep fucking her, and then I would have my hussies, but I just wouldn't bring them back home. I would either go to her house or I do a hotel style thing, and I would let the girl know, like, say if I'm out on a date, whatever, I let the girl know, like, oh, look, my landlord doesn't really like me bringing girls home and stuff like that. So, if we could maybe go to your house, or if you want, I could pay for a hotel and we can, do our thing there. I just can't really, bring people around my landlord and stuff. And honestly, if you break it down like that, a lot of girls would be all right with it. They'd be like, oh, yeah, no problem. No, that's cool. It's whatever, and so on and so forth. They will, because it's understandable. It's like, oh, my landlord. And then you're not, messing with the landlord. Now, should he be dating other girls because, he's fucking on his landlord? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, but I mean, what they don't know won't hurt him, if I'm being honest with you. I'm just saying. It's kind of a thing where it's like, look, man. And I know, you ladies don't agree with that, but it's just like, at the same time, can he really have a relationship with this 67-year-old woman? Not really, and the fact that he kind of got suckered into having sex with her, it's more of just like, and then on top of that, I don't think that he even really wants to date other women. I don't. And because even in the last part, he was just like, oh, when I go home, it's all I do. You know what I mean? I spend, all my time with her and having sex with her. So, I, in a way, kind of think he does want a relationship with this old lady. If I'm being honest with you, that's what it seems like. It seems like he actually does want a relationship with this old lady, and it's hey, on you, man. Do what you're gonna do, but I mean, yeah, that's my thing. That's what I think. I just think that he wants a relationship with this old lady because he looks at it like, man, why am I gonna go out and go on dates with these other chicks when I could just be fucking this old lady the whole time? And I ain't got to worry about nothing. My rent is free. She does my laundry. She cooks me food. She does everything that I need. So why not? But at the same time, like I said, if he is, on the dating market and he's trying to get out dating and stuff like that, then yeah, just tell the girls, hey, look, man, I can't bring you back because my landlord doesn't like, me having girls over. Bam, easy. We go to your house, or, if you want, I can get a hotel. Hey, is what it is. And that's a unique ass situation, man. I've never heard a dude in that kind of situation. Hey, man, he got that 1 in a million. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, we're gonna get to our last scenario of the show. And this scenario is my ex cheated on me with a 50-year-old woman on his birthday. Wow. Her ex was 18 years old, by the way. So this was 4 years. So I got together with someone I met in high school. He was basically my high school sweetheart, and he was also kind of class clown to the whole school. I'm a very shy girl, and I'm really careful with who I get with. And at that time, I hadn't had sex before because I wanted to save it for the right man. So we got together, and 3 days into the relationship, he already wanted to have sex with me. Obviously, I said no at first because I didn't want to lower my standards, even though he was my boyfriend. I wanted to at least wait a few months before having sex because I get attached easily. And I knew that if I had sex with someone, then I would have more emotional feelings toward him. So after I said no, it really didn't bother him too much, but he kept bugging me about it every week. 2 weeks into the relationship, we watched a movie together at my place, and he was really horny, and I was getting really touchy, or he was getting really touchy with me, and it kind of turned me on. But I still didn't want to have sex yet because I didn't think it was right. It was the right time. It kind of pissed him off, and I didn't want him to be frustrated because of me or ruin his day. So I started getting touchy with him as well and started sliding my hands under his underwear, and he was getting very excited. Even though I told him that I didn't want to have sex yet, I still wanted him to feel good. So what I did was gave him a blowjob. This was my first time, and he really, really liked it. And that kind of turned me on. So it motivated me to keep going until he came in my mouth, and he did. After I swallowed, damn girl, you swallow it, let's go. He told me that it was the best blowjob he had ever gotten, even though at the beginning he told me that I'm the first girl that he has gotten with. That means he has fun with other girls before me. That was an instant turnoff for me, and it got me really pissed, but I still loved him and stayed with him. After that, I kept giving him head every other day because I didn't have a problem with it and I enjoyed making him feel good. But apparently, even though I was really good at it and always swallowed, it wasn't enough for him. 1 month into the relationship, he asked me if I wanted to have sex with him, but I still said no. And that really got him mad because I didn't understand why I was open to giving him blowjobs and swallowing his cum, but not having sex with him. Even though I told him the reason multiple times, this kept going on for 2 months until I caught him cheating on me with a middle-aged woman at his birthday party. I told him it would be a bit late I told him I would be a bit late to his birthday party because I needed to help my mom out with some chores, and I also got him a gift afterwards. After I did that, I went to his place I went to his place, and the first thing I saw through the windows were red lights, which didn't worry me too much since it's a birthday party with 50 plus people. So after I step into the house, the first person I see was his sister, and I asked her where my boyfriend was, and she told me that he was in the basement playing beer pong with his friends. I go down to the basement and try to open the door to the room, but it was locked, and I was hearing multiple people moaning. I went upstairs and got his sister to open the door. What I saw was my boyfriend and his friends having sex with multiple prostitutes. Me and his sister were very angry with him and asked him why he did, and his excuse was that I never wanted to have sex with him. His exact words were, "She never wanted to have sex. It's not my fault." I started crying, and his friends that it was hilarious that I got to see this. After I asked his friends why they did this and how they could let him do this, even though he has a girlfriend. One of them said, well, we're just having fun. I've been having trust issues ever since. Be careful who you get together with and make sure that their friends aren't degenerates. Wow. Damn, girl. I mean, I won't say that it's her fault. I won't. You know what I mean? Because she has the right to withhold sex and whatnot. And you know, she was still sucking his dick, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I can't say that you couldn't see this coming. Legitimately. Ba-doop. Ow. But you know what I mean? It was one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I get it, you know, because he looks at it like, man, you know, I'm trying to fuck. He's 18 years old. He's a horny kid. You know, he's going to do some shit like this. The fact that he got prostitutes, though, that's a little wild. And then he's all gangbanging in with his homies. That's a little weird, too. You know, like, why you out here having sex with in the same room as your homies? That's just a little weird. You know what I mean? She said it was a 50-year-old woman, but then said it was prostitutes later. So I don't know really which one it was. But how the fuck did he organize this at his birthday party? Like, what the fuck? What are you doing at your birthday party? Like was he planning for his birthday party and was just like, yo, dog, on my birthday, yo, I'm about to throw a birthday party, right? And upstairs, we're about to have a normal party, but downstairs, yo, we about to pay for some prostitutes, my guy, and we about to fuck. And they're like, yeah, oh yeah, we about to fuck. We're about to get, you know, we're about to lose our virginities. I don't know. But it's like, dude, the fact that you had to fucking pay some old random ass chicks for one, and then two, you're in your basement doing all that shit. Like, what the fuck? And then you told your sister, oh, we're playing beer pong and shit. It's like, oh my God. Look, man, I'm glad you didn't have sex with him and you were able to probably lose your virginity to somebody that you actually wanted to lose it to. You know, I think that's great because this dude is weird as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. That motherfucker is weird as hell. You know, like, what are you doing? Banging some prostitutes in the same room as all your homies. Like, that is just weird. Like, were they running a train on these girls? Or, you know, did each guy have his own girl? You know what I mean? Like, what was actually going on in there? That's a little fucked up and kind of weird. The fact that, hey, keep swallowing though, girl, because, hey, them's the real ones right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh my God. The ladies listening to the podcast are just like, the fuck is he talking about? Either that or you're like, facts. You know, hey, you're on one side of the spectrum. You're either like, fuck is this guy talking about? Or you're just like, hey, facts. You know, that's how I keep my man. Hey, do what you gonna do. But that's gonna go ahead and end today's episode, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a crazy thread, even crazier stories. You know, thank you guys for all the support, man. You guys really make this show happen. And I appreciate all the support. Just you guys watching the episodes, listening to the episodes, and just, you know, being here every week, man. Every Tuesday, Thursday, you guys show up, you guys show out, and it's awesome. You guys download the podcast a bunch of times. Like, I look over my analytics all the time, and I'm just like, you guys go crazy with the episodes. And like I said, I'm loving it. I appreciate all the support, as well as Instagram and TikTok. You guys have been going crazy over there, man. The clips have been going wild, and I appreciate that. Like I said, on listening platforms, rate the podcast, please. Just rate it. Just give it a little 5-star. It's free, man. If you want to support the show even further, you know, go ahead and click on that link I'm gonna have down below for our YouTube, and just hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? You don't even have to watch on YouTube. Just subscribe. You know what I mean? That's all I care about. It just shows me that you guys are supporting. It shows it just gives me another avenue to see you guys' support. If you guys are supporting the show, you know, you've rated the podcast, given it a nice little 5-star, and you've also subscribed on YouTube, and you want more content, you know, the Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday just ain't doing it for you, Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast, man. $3 a month. You get an exclusive episode as well as being able to send your scenario onto the show, just like these people got to. So, man, we've been getting so many scenarios sent on the show. Like, I'm a little backlogged, you know what I mean? And a lot of times I'm like, oh, I'm trying to fix them in, you know? The episode that I did, episode 62 with my best friend when we did the Korean snacks tasting thing for our sponsor Dageon. You know, that episode went so long, I was like, holy shit, I gotta get to the Patreon guys because, you know, y'all motherfuckers paid for this shit. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm never gonna ask you for more than $3 a month, and that goes such a long way, man. I appreciate all the support that you guys give anyway, though. Follow on Instagram and TikTok as well. That's another way to just support. Like I said, man, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, if you rate the podcast 5 stars, follow on either TikTok or Instagram or both, that is the hugest support right there. That to me is like through the roof. And if you've done all that and you just kind of want to support just a little more, like I said, Patreon, man. Support the show link is in there. You click that. It takes you right to our Patreon. So that's going to be it for me, though. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support and peace.